not the internet connection. All right, so hi everyone, going live. So we are live. Hi everyone and welcome. I think that this time the issues have been solved. Let me see. Yeah, but let me hear me. All right, so hi everyone. Yeah. It's working now. It's really working, and so it was really a problem, but it was not in internet connection. Back the computer was the problem, not the internet connection. So yeah, right. Technical issues, and that was funny. I was talking about the technology just doing whatever they want, right? And which was, and it's exactly what has been happening. And now I think, from what I hear, let me check again. Technology just doing. Yeah. Now it's working. Oh gosh, it's sometimes really you can do nothing. It's just going the way it want to go, and right. It's real. It's reality, and so technology does what technology wants. It's not right. I have to let go the idea of technology being simply a tool or something like that. It's a reality. It's a truth. It's like a being, and so it works and it doesn't work, and there are no reasons. It's simply that's what happened. But we're here. It's working now. So it's. Oh, thank you. Hi, James. Welcome, James. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's just a little setback, right? And now just putting it together again, and now it's working. Oh, it's just oh gosh, right? Every time is like getting scared because it may be something bigger than just it's not working in the moment. But it was the computer, it was not the internet connection, so I just rebooted it, and now it works. Whew, but I just tried to listen to that, and it was very bad. So I think that what I said before, no one heard. Roxy didn't hear what I was saying. That's a good thing, right? No, sorry, Roxy. If ever you listen to them, I'm really sorry. That was really bad. But now we're here, and so we're ready to go into this. April 2022 transmission. So I have some news to share. Let me share those. So I'm finally jumping into making it easier for everyone to book sessions and everything else. I have a calendar now that will go. We're in the process to put it on my website so that sessions will be easier to book with a timetable and what is available and all of that. Which is very, very interesting. I love it. Actually, I thought that I didn't want to have that one, and then when I saw it, I said I want to have one, right? It really happened in the month, right? But when it was in front of me, I said I want it. So and it came right. Like very often discount things. I booked my mic because the ET Whisperer was talking about that mic on Facebook, I think, or somewhere, and I saw that, and I said, oh, I need that mic, so I booked it. and then yeah, that's how I work. When things are there, well, I know, well, that's what I need to do, and I do it. So when I saw the Nora with her new calendar, I said, and even she told me, use this. So I said, yeah, right. Let me use this. Let me go and use this. And the second new thing is that I've taken a credit card provider, so that payments will be easier, right? I was using PayPal, putting PayPal there, and I know that PayPal is not a cup of tea for everyone, so that makes it easier, right? If you want to pay. It's just, I think, for me to open up, really to open this availability for everyone and make it easier. And actually, it's even not to make it easier for you, it's to make it easier, more comfortable for me, because I feel that this is what I need to do. I don't need to do it, right? We always think that we do things for others. I'm not doing it for others. I'm doing it for me. That this is the way I feel comfortable. So if it's the way I feel comfortable, it means that I'm opening myself up in my sharing my light, so that then you can, right, the what I perceive as external can access to my light. That's how I see it. And sometimes it's a story we tell to ourselves, so we try to resist the fact to say, no, I don't need to do these things, because I'm above this, I'm better than this. I don't need to play the human game of anything. And actually, yeah, I do. It's part of the game. It's how the game is played. It's how you do it. And so the aspect of permission slip, and right, Bashar, right, that's how Bashar calls it, right, giving ourselves permission slip. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a tool. And the thing is that we may go into saying, oh, I don't need to go there, because, well, I am playing the God game, and God doesn't need that. Yes, but God is human, in a human reality, and human reality has its way of working. But actually, it's not that it's the human reality that has its way of working, it's that my belief system have a way of working. So I'm working on my belief system, but I'm not annihilating my belief systems. I'm discovering them and expressing them, so that my reality is filtered through those belief systems. So when I'm creating, I'm here playing with this reality, ha 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 ha, I'm God, I don't need to do these things. Well, actually, yes, because then the I'm God, I don't need to, that's where I become resistance. That's where I'm not integrating myself into this reality that I'm here to play with. It's when I am bypassing. I'm playing I'm better than this. No, I'm not better than this. I am here for this. I choose this. So I need to be equal to this reality. I need to accept, integrate this reality. And when I let go of any of those, because then, right, I play into the outcome and expectations and all of that. I was thinking just right now about this, where I see that my expectation or my what is now, it's like, yes, I think I can put it this way. There is the human side, the human, so the created side, the side of that is expressing the human. And then there is the creator. One who some are calling it a third dimensional and fifth dimensional self. What we are doing, it's the integration of the two become one, which they already are. However, we have played into the game of separation. Here is the human, and this human is living in something and doesn't see this. I don't know if this is seen in the screen. It doesn't see this because it doesn't want. So what now is happening is that the human is letting go of this, and suddenly the human is seeing the creator side, the creator, but it's not just only seeing now, it is coming together and being one. But this is the illusion. This is the illusion, right? This separation is the illusion, because the reality is already this. We are already united. We are already one. However, we constructed this reality in this way. So there is no fifth dimensional that needs to be integrated. It's already integrated. But however, in the human story, in the way we are interpreting this reality, is that we are separated and that we need to unite. So this is what is happening. And it's happening, right? We are recognizing ourselves, and so we are integrated. However, the thing is this, is that the human side is the side that has the habit of being, of expressing the human. Whereas the creator side, so the fifth dimensional side, isn't acquainted with the ways of human. Because, as you may know, is that our higher self or global self is not paying attention in the sense paying attention. We are multidimensional and expressing multidimensional and being multidimensional, so that we are infinite. So as we are separated and expressing one separated being that doesn't perceive anything else, we have the impression that our global self, our soul, ought to be watching us constantly. They're not, but they don't need to, because I am that self already. I'm playing a illusion of not being that. So now that illusion is disappearing, and we are realizing the unity, we are realizing that we already are all of that. However, so that that's the explanation. So what is happening is that in this integration, which is letting go of the illusion, in this integration, what happens is that we're bringing in a what we would call higher conscious of the self that is ED, extra-dimensional, that is aware, marrying the self that is not aware. So in this coming together, there is a discovery from both sides of the self. One needs to acclimate with the human reality, and the other one has to acclimate with the extra-dimensional reality of unity and of being the one. and that is like part of the difficult what is difficult. So what is happening is that by expressing those sides, there are moments where uh, the creator, let's call it that way, the creator, the God, is coming in and being surprised at how the human is working, and vice versa, right? There is a self there is this discovery that each side is having. So the personality, so the expression of reality right now as that discovering of different points of view of the self. It's one self but different expressions. And so when I now enter into this discovering or this allowance of having a um, having this calendar, having credit cards available, availability for payments, right? But when I have that, there is this. The human is trying to say, well, yes, but aren't we supposed to not play that game, right? Because the human is not aware of how it really works. And so the human tries always to bypass everything that can be bypassed, because the human is all about effort and lack and all of that. So the human doesn't have the concept of how bringing all of that together and create the wheel of the now, right? Create reality. Whereas Whereas the creator side is full aware that this step need to be taken, that there is in the human the need of understanding purpose so that we let go of purpose. However, there is a purpose that is linked to creation in itself. So we are purposeful as of creation, but there is a purpose that is created, that is in creation. So it's not purpose as lack, it's purpose as I create, I'm acting, I'm doing it. And by doing it, when I'm doing, so not thinking, doing, then there is a purpose in the action, which is a outcome. But you see, that is also linked to a choice. My choice is this action, and this action leads to new choices. And so it looks like purpose because, I don't know, let's say I buy this car, right? Right now I'm buying this car. It's to be able to travel, it's to be able to drive it, it's to be able, right? You see, there is a purpose in the buying the car. So you can take that as a purpose in itself, in saying that that choice of buying a car leads to driving, leads to going somewhere, anywhere, doesn't matter where. It's that you go. It brings you the opportunity, the ability to go. But that's why when we talk about, but okay, so that's what happens when you make a choice, when you make a choice that is, I take this action, that there are outcomes that can say, well, by buying the car, you know very well that the outcome is that you're gonna drive it, right? So you see the purpose. However, it's a different thing. It's that purpose that comes with creation. I'm creating me buying the car. So then, well, you see, okay, purpose, but we can say it's purpose. There is a difference with, I'm here sitting here right now and I am saying, I'm thinking, how can I improve my income, because I think that I'm not making enough money. So let me see. Oh, if I buy a car, I will increase my revenue, because then I can go farther and have more clients that live farther than me. So I have the access to them, so that then you see, this is me thinking about that. And so that the buying the car, then the purpose of buying the car becomes different. I'm here expressing lack, saying I am not making enough money. So I buy a car with the purpose of making more money, where I am ignoring the fact that I'm already making enough money. It's that I'm interpreting it as not enough, so I'm expressing lack. So I'm taking an action, buying a car out of lack. So I'm not empowering myself. I'm not empowering myself. I'm not seeing my worth. I'm not seeing that already exists. So I take an action following my lack. I take an action of buying a car, but I'm still right in the lack. There is a difference here. Difference is huge. The first version of I'm buying the car is a version of I'm just buying the car, with then a underlying purpose of driving it and going around, which is part of it. The second one is the same action that I'm taking, but I'm taking it out of lack. So I will have the same, let's say, outcome of driving it. However, the action, the movement, it's coming from purpose, and a lackful purpose. Am I going to have more clients? Potential is there. Am I doing it out of empowerment, out of worthiness? No, I'm not doing it out of that. So the potential of not having the outcome that I'm expecting is there. You see, the difference is that the first version with the underlying outcome of driving around, going around, traveling, and right with the car, it's gonna happen. With then the unknown of being able to have this the same result of having clients that are living farther, and me being able to gain more clients, but that action was not coming from a intention of finding more clients. That may be the result, the unexpected result of having a car. The second one is that the purpose of buying the car is I want more clients, right? I'm insisting in this because it's there, right? The difference is huge. that the purpose in the second version of buying the car, the purpose is there fully and completely, and it's a purpose of luck, coming from luck. So am I going to have more clients? Maybe a couple of clients, but not as much as what I was planning out of luck, because there is the purpose. It's the outcome that I am thinking because I'm expressing my luck. So I'm not allowing creation to bring that to me, right? To manifest that out of the flow of creation. I'm taking an action. Oh, I'm tired of waiting. I have to do this. I have to do that. I'm buying the car so that I can have clients. The first one is just, I'm buying the car because I'm worth the car, because I want the car, because the car brings me joy. And so with that, the potential of the unknown is fully there. In the second, the potential is there because obviously, right? You think about it, it's that there is a potential. However, the action is taken out of lack. It's taken out of fear, out of necessity maybe also, but it's still out of lack and with a purpose with it. So that the potentiality of increasing clients through the buying the car is pushed away. Creation always tells you everything you need to know in the moment. Meaning that I'm taking the action in the moment because I decide to take the action in the moment because in the moment I feel I need to buy the car. And I'm not thinking about any outcome from buying the car. I'm just saying, oh, I need to buy the car. Let me buy the car. And the car is an example, obviously. It could be anything else. But the moment gives you always all of that. The human is going to take the most of the time, right? The way we are built is we have been building ourselves is that we are going to think about how can I do that? How can I get to the result of having more clients? Because that's what I want. So I have to think about it and trying to get to have all of that. So, right, so that we are not accepting that in this moment, abundance is already here. We already have abundance. We don't need to go and look for the abundance. Abundance is already there. It's that we refuse to perceive that because we think that in the future we can get more if we think about that and that we are going to take some actions in the future to get to that more abundance. But it's already here. I already have that abundance fully and completely and totally is already here. And so that it is revealed to me or to us in the moment when we need to take an action. And sometimes we will even not know why we're doing that. We are just doing that because there is an impulse, because we receive an information, because we see someone else doing something and we are inspired to do the same thing, but we're just inspired. We cannot know the outcome of it, even though there is an outcome, right? I put a calendar because obviously it's for having appointment to be taken out of that. However, I cannot know if that works or not. And I'm not attaching any, right? I'm not saying it's gonna work. I'm just doing it and trying it as I'm inspired to do it, but maybe it's not gonna work, or maybe it's gonna work. I don't know. I don't even want to go into the wondering about that, because why would I do that? But I'm taking the action because I'm inspired in the moment. Um, Underlying to that, there is an outcome that is there, obviously, right? Selling sessions or whatever. It's there. And that's where the human is saying, oh, that's purpose. It's gonna fucked up. And the creator is saying, no, just let it be. And you see, it's that clearly we need to rethink our relationship with purpose. What is purpose? Because in every action that we take, there is a purpose. But what makes the difference between the purpose that pushes away the outcome and the purpose that is underlying every action we take, because there is a result. In the human reality, there is a result. There is a choice, and there is a choice, there is a choice, and there is a choice. And every choice is leading to new choices, as an outcome, as a just the way reality works. And for me right now, how I'm seeing it is that difference is in the way you position yourself, in the way you interpret it, in the way you bring it. The being in the moment and expressing the moment and accepting everything that is in the moment as your expression of your passion, because right, the formula is be in the moment, and in the moment express your highest expression of passion, without any weight put in any on any outcome. What I think we are missing in that is that the expression of passion has to be the moment. That's what it is. The moment is your passion, whatever the moment is, because you're creating it. I am creating it. We are creating it as our creation, right? As our expression of reality. So what I put in my moment has to be the expression of my passion, or what is the closest to my passion. It is what I want to have in my moment, or I wouldn't have it there. I wouldn't create it if that is not what I think has to be there. So when I establish that, that means that when I take my moment and I am expressing my moment, so my creation in this moment, and then I take it as it is, then I'm not expressing outcome. I'm not expecting an outcome. I am fully in the moment. Is that bringing outcome? Of course it is bringing an outcome. Absolutely. But I'm not focusing on it. I'm not expecting it. Because I have no idea. I don't know. And this is what is hard for us to just admit. I do not know. I have no fucking idea what this is leading to. I don't. And we have to admit it. We just have to say, I don't know. Whereas we tend to say, oh yeah, but well, yeah, absolutely. This is gonna bring me this. This is bringing on. This is what I want. So right. We are constantly trying to go there, which again push. It's pushing that away, because the outcome that is the result of the moment is the unknown, which can be part of something maybe looking like some sort of, oh, I felt that this may, right? We can feel the potential because it's happening right now, so we can feel it. But we don't go into thinking about it. We don't go into wanting it. We just stay in the unknown. Whereas when we go into the other side, which is the purpose that we are purposefully trying to reach, to have, to express, right? You feel the difference is that I'm pushing. So I'm creating resistance. That's all I'm doing. I'm creating resistance. So I'm pushing away that I wish, that I want. So, right, for me, this is really very interesting because I am I am navigating that right now with the actions that I'm taking, and where I can have the saying, well, I'm this right, the human coming in trying to figure it out and say, wow, well, good. And then though I'm just taking it and saying, well, yeah, all right, that's very fine, but just forget it. You take it step by step in the moment. You create, you have it. You do what you need to do in the moment, right? As clearly an expression of passion, because I'm passionate about this, and I know that this is part of me putting myself out there, and that this brings me closer to the opportunity to expressing that passion in having connections with people, because right, clients, no, it's people. I'm the connection with people, and exchanging with that, and being in that position, and which I know I'm passionate of. I'm so overjoyed and so full of love in that feeling of exchange, of being there, having those moments of connection, which is what this really is, right? Then there is the human side, so the playing in human reality, where we know human reality works with money right now. This is what we have. We're still working with that, and that is simply a reality. And the difficulty that many of us have with this is that we still have to express that. Whereas we're here saying, I want to get past that, but we're not past it, right? That's not how you transcend money. It's not by pushing money away. It's by accepting money being part of our reality. It is. We cannot run away from that, because that is what we have right now. We know that it's going to disappear to disappear, to not be used anymore at some point. Great, we're not there. So I've already talked about money and how money is used, how money is a expression of wealth or worthiness or lack unworthiness, right? But also how money is used now in as a tool of control and of um, um, keeping people in a certain way, especially right vibrationally in some countries. You see that money is really used to keep people expressing it. But at the same moment, I've said, remember that no one can keep you in unworthiness and in lack when you are not expressing it. The moment you are expressing your worthiness and your abundance, no one can stop you. Not a country, not a government, not a parliament, not the House, the Senate, or whomever the fuck, right? They can't. That is true for every minority. A minority that is capped as a less than and expressing less than, right, comes from a idea of unworthiness, but that is not a monolithic block. Not everyone is expressing that in the same way. So you have women that are in power, and you have women that are in leading corporates, or they exist because they are bringing themselves to express that worthiness. And there is no man that can, in that expression of worthiness, bring them down into saying, oh, you're not good enough, you shouldn't be there, or say, well, go fuck yourself. All right, you don't tell me what I can and what I cannot do. Whereas, and I see this a lot, and I see this also. I was watching the RuPaul Drag Race España, and there is one of the queens that had a in one of the challenges, she was doing the voices, or it was with a puppet, and she was using the puppet, and she's a white, she's white, and the puppet was black. She was playing with that. So I was listening to reactions and people saying, oh, I'm uncomfortable with a white male playing with a black puppet. Except that, you see, in the externalized reality, I'd say, oh, well, yeah, right, okay, you are uncomfortable, right, because you are expressing, they are expressing external. However, I'm not external, I'm internal. So when someone tells that, I see them saying that, I'm instantly saying, you are unworthy. You are expressing unworthiness, because a puppet, a black puppet, cannot put you in that situation of being uncomfortable, because it's just a puppet. However, you are seeing it as an expression of your unworthiness. So a white man is using a black puppet. Oh, I feel uncomfortable. Well, you're unworthy. Not because you are, because you are expressing it, and you are expressing it through a puppet that has absolutely nothing to do with you. However, you have a reaction of unworthiness, because you are unworthy inside of you. And you, as a black male, saying that, you react. So you are not comfortable with you being a black male. You see racist in that, it's not because it's racist, it's because you say it's racist. It's your interpretation of it, but through that, you are expressing what you are feeling inside of you, right? So that's what this is, right? You cannot get wrong with that is that a a person, black person, that sees the same thing, but they are empowered as their identity of being black, they will not react at that puppet. They will just even not, they don't give a fuck about that, because they are empowered as themselves. Whereas someone that is not empowered as themselves will react to that, because they are not secure in what they are. They are not accepting what they are, right? You see the difference? It's huge. So every minority is not one thing. There are many expressions, and in every minority you have those that are feeling less than, and you have those that are just feeling, just expressing themselves as themselves with no inferiority. And in that, you see how it's not because you are female, color, skin color, or whatever, that gives you an inferiority. It's your belief system that gives you that. So when you let go of that belief system and empower yourself, then you can be in any situation where you are dealing with those that sees themselves as superior. They will not be able to put you in any way down in inferiority, because you're not there. You are equal, and you will make them know, I'm equal to you. You can do the fuck you want. You cannot make me feel any inches less than you. You can try. Oh yeah, they'll try, but they cannot do it. Whereas when you have someone that is not in the empowerment of the self, in the understanding, in the acceptance, right, in whatever, when they feel inferior and they are in the same situation with someone coming from their perceived superiority, well, they will always make this person that is not secure in their personality, in their expression of the self, they will always be able to push them down. Not because there is any reality of superiority and inferiority, but simply because of that expression of reality, belief systems that human is, the human reality is. So this is also how we're going to bring to let go of discrimination. It's by empowering the empowerment of the what is perceived to be the minority. It's not by fighting, right? The equality is not coming from the fight. The equality is coming from the empowerment of the minorities, the empowerment of women, the empowerment of gay men, transgenders, and all of that. When they empower themselves in realizing that the equality that we are talking about doesn't come from a imposition, a law of any of that, but it comes from the realization of the self, the knowledge of the self, the expression of the self. This is me. I am me, and I love myself. I am worthy. The moment you get there, you're done. So by bringing more and more of these minorities to that point of I am worthiness, I am worthy, then you got what is equality. But at that moment, you will not even know that it's equality because it's going to be just a thing that is there. When it's known, it's not defined. It doesn't have a name. It doesn't need any more a knowledge or a expression. It's just the way it is. It's the reality. So this right, and this is very interesting, and at a vibrational level, that is also right, that we will come to a agreement between male and female of right a equality, right, but which is what we are already expressing, but still with a difference. But at some point the patriarchal society will just disappear, and we will have a new version of reality, which will not be, we'll see, maybe, who knows. But what is sure is that the moment that we express a equality, we will also see that the way that female and male will be expressed in physical reality, it's gonna be also physicality much more equal. There will be not differences in the way male and female are expressed, because the why are male physically stronger, faster, etc., is simply the physical expression of what is perceived to be the superiority. When we were in a matriarchal society, the strength, feebleness, it was reversed. So we had male being feeble and female being stronger, right? In a matriarchal society. Obviously, that's clear because the physical reality is expressing belief systems, and the belief system of having a superiority, well, then it's expressed in the way we create our physical. We think that there is no connections, but there is a connection. Clearly, there is a connection, because our body is a belief system. It's not real. It's not like this because this is a truth. It's like this because we have belief systems. Everything is a belief system. So we come we come to this expression of reality, and so at some point we take away all the illusion of the external, and we bring back everything into the internal. And when we do that, then right, the illusion of pretending doesn't stand. So one that comes, I'm uncomfortable about this. Well, the fact you're not uncomfortable about that, you are not comfortable with yourself. You are expressing the self, with the understanding that everything you say, everything you do, everything, it's to be taken back to you, because you are expressing yourself. You are revealing what you are perceiving yourself to be, what the personality that you are expressing, whatever it is. So when it comes to that perceived superiority, inferiority, fight of classes or fight of weight, this or that, it's always so maybe you don't love yourself. And I'm saying maybe because I'm nice. I don't want to just crush you, but actually you hate yourself. But that's how you know. That's how you pay attention and you realize, okay, right, this is what is really happening. And so that leads to discovering and understanding. And I mean, we all go through the moment or the stages or of hating ourselves or not being comfortable with ourselves, wanting to change ourselves, because that comes always back to that. And um, we pretend to be blind because we are playing that, but that's what is happening. And then you just cannot not see these things because they become obvious. They become really obvious. And this is the difference between living out there in the illusion of external and then realizing the internal. Well, it's not the same thing. The external doesn't exist, and that's it. Until you are just playing into the illusion of the external. But then you say, well, there is no external, then there is only the internal. And as there is only the internal, is that the internal is always me. Discovering myself, expressing myself. Oh, interesting. I said this. What did I mean with that? Oh, right. Okay, I see. So in the sharing your light, in the being in your passion and into yourself, then you enlighten yourself. And what they say, you share your light. And sharing your light is that you are simply a light, a bright light that attracts. So you go into attracting, but you're attracting not because you have the the goal, the outcome of attracting others, because you cannot attract them by fishing them, right? By saying, "Hey, you come here, you come here." That doesn't work. You attract because they come to you. That's how attraction works. You see, there is no need of having any purpose in the attraction because the attraction happens by itself. And the motion, and also you see that there is a underlying the underlying purpose. I'm enlightening myself, so other beings will be attracted by my light. So you see, there is a sort of outcome, purpose, right? But the thing is that is a, let's say, action you take to enlighten yourself. Great. And you know that leads to attraction. Other will be attracted. You know that. Don't play dumb or stupid or say, "Oh no, that's not true. I'm not going to attract." Of course you're going to attract other beings. Of course. And we know it. So let's not just play that game of being dumb. We know that. However, that's where then this is you go into the unknown, is that you cannot know which being you're attracting. You don't know. because they're coming to you. You're not going to search for them. They're coming to you. So that's the unknown. You don't know when, right? In time, you have no idea when the attraction is going to happen. It's probably already happened, but it's already happening because it's in the now, right? But we put it in time, so in time you don't know when that will be manifested, or you are going to give yourself the knowledge of that, right? You don't know. So you see, you are in the unknown. And that's all that you can, that's how far I can go. That's all. And that's part of the messages we receive, right? When said, just do it, do the work with putting no attention, no weight on the outcome, because the outcome is there. You know that is going to happen, but however, you don't have any other information. You don't know the way, you know in where, you don't know any particular of the, because it's gonna be revealed in the moment it's happening. And that's fascinating. That's amazing. That's the way it works, at least for me. And I'm sure that for others, there are others that are experiencing some similarity with that. But you see that then it becomes the self-discovery, and it becomes, for the human, the learning of the trust that things happen, and that the human doesn't need to go into any try, any push, any purposeful action of seeking a outcome. The human enters in that thing of fear. We're gonna fuck it up. It's never gonna happen. It's a waste of time. We'll have to have a plan B, right? All of that. The human is serving that, because the human is all the human has known up until now. It's this, is the need of controlling the situation, the need of having some action that fuel the result, because that's all we know. That's all we have been knowing. So that's all we can express as humans. So that then when the creator comes in and the creator is aware, right? Again, however, the coming together is requiring from the human to understand what the trust means. Trust the moment, trust the creator, trust yourself, because in this, it's you, right? The creator is you. So when we talk about the trust is trust with the self. The human has to trust the creator, but the human is the creator, because there is no, right? It's one. It's never been separated. So it becomes really a need to allow to enter into that trust, into that, oh yeah, okay, it's me, okay, it's gonna happen. I will not let me down. I'm not gonna put me in that situation, right? It becomes that kind of bringing that side into the acknowledgement of, okay, I trust myself. And believe me, it's huge. I mean, you don't need even to believe me, you know it's huge, you know, because if I were to ask you and many, right, maybe not you, but if I were to ask a certain amount of people, or to many people, do you trust yourself? Do you really trust yourself? Maybe they'd say yes. And then I bring them and I say, well, then jump. Bungee jump, right? Jump. How many are going to jump? Not everyone. Not everyone. Even if they say that they trust themselves, they're not going to jump. They'll say, well, if you trust yourself, you should, you ought to jump, because you're not gonna try crash. But you see, that's the difference, right? It's a huge difference, and it's not given. It's something that, it's a muscle that we have to train and to get into, and then allow, through allowance and discovering of the self, and all of that, you bring yourself into trusting yourself. And it happens, you get there, we all get there, if you give if we give yourself ourselves that experience, that knowing, that being, the trusting self, that then is able to be in the moment and allow the moment and live in the moment and say, well, yeah, this is me, this is that, oh, this is happening, oh, why is it? And then you say, oh, right, okay, no, it's happening, okay, it's okay, it's maybe not something that I will have chosen like that, but I trust that this is happening, and that's all. And that's it. I don't need to know why. Oh, we have really to stop asking why. Why is it? Why is this happening? Well, it's happening. Why are you asking why? You're creating it, then take it. Let yourself be in the unknown and trust yourself that the unknown is where you want to be. But it brings it, it's easier said than done, but my job is not to tell what is easy. If I want to have it easy, I can have it easy with no challenging or no, that's, yeah, but that will be avoiding myself. It will be not expressing myself the way I want to express, the way I feel I expressing my joy, my passion. This is my passion. Going into the easy, it's not my passion. It's not what I, right? That's not the expression of what I want to express. So, so that's where then the trust is what needs to be known. The trusting self has to become the human, right? And so that is my, what I do is to tell things that I know. And that's where then the notion of you share your light without any intention or expectation, you just share it. It's because that's what I do, right? This is sharing the light. And then who's picking up? I don't know. I cannot control that. That's done by attraction, but it's not me controlling the attraction. It's me releasing the attraction and trusting that you'll be attracted and you'll hear listening to this. So the attraction works. And then I also have to do what? To trust what? To trust the fact that I have to forget about numbers. Those numbers tell me nothing because I am aware that that attraction works beyond what is perceived. So the numbers are a belief system. They are expectation. They are outcome. So I have to trust that that is telling me nothing except a belief system. If I want to buy into it, I can buy into it, but then I enter into what? Fear, more expectation, more stuff, more that. And it's not a denial of that. That is a truth that is there. So, okay, right, there are numbers there, but those numbers do not need to be attended, right? And again, it's a work of trust, it's a work of discovery, and it's a work of fully and total surrender. That's what trust is. And it's a huge work. It's terrible because at the same moment we have fears, we have emotions, we have stuff that is coming up for us as human beings. And at the same moment we have the creator side that is not limited by that, so doesn't understand those limits, doesn't understand fully what the human is going through, and needs to, right? Oh. But this is part of our evolution. It's part of what we are doing. We are getting there in this way. We are evolving this species in this way. We are bringing this awareness of the self to the species because the species needs to have this awareness. We have grown ourselves into so many belief systems that it's overwhelming, right? When you express those belief systems, it's a full and completely externalization of reality where you are just there thinking that by creating a law you are having a result because there is a problem. Well, I create a law so that problem solved. Well, no, the problem is not solved. The law doesn't solve the problem. The problem is still there. I have a problem totally in externalizing. Oh, I see something happening. People talking to people doing this, TV, movies, and this and that, and I react to that and thinking that it's so emotional, it's so out there, it's so right. Oh, living in that, fully immersed in the illusion. And so we are doing what? We are bringing our awareness into the all so that the all is going to be able to transcend. That's how we change the species. We evolve. You change the species by evolving yourself. That's how influential you are. I am, right? We are. It's because we exist in our awareness that we are bringing that to everyone, and then everyone is going to be able to transcend, right? To evolve, the evolution of the species. That's how you do, but you don't do it by changing others. That doesn't work. You do it by evolving yourself. And when you evolve yourself, you are the one. So, or part of the one, you are an expression of the one. So that when you change, when you evolve, when you're evolving the one. Yeah. So we are doing a terrific job, a wonderful job, and it's a job of, I say job, but right, that it's very demanding because we have created ourselves in this way, right? With this attachment to human, and with a human expression that is like this. We have created a challenge for ourselves, but there is no way to do it in another way. We want to have this experience. We are here for this experience of separation, of an awareness, and so this is part of it. And again, we could have it much more easier, and we certainly know how to have it easier without any weight of saying, oh, I have to do this, I have to, well, yeah. But this is also fun. It is, because discovering the self, discovering all of this, exchanging, being able to have these exchanges, to be right, to be in this position. Oh, fuck, that's the funniest. It's honestly, when you are taken into all of those emotions, and that you are taking in all of that illusion, and that you just cry because you lost $10, and it becomes the worst thing ever, because that $10 make the difference between poverty and not poverty, and that you really believe that, fuck, I'm poor now, right? It's just, you are right, that's the illusion, right? And that, whereas when you understand, you have the understanding of the self creation, that you are able to not get sucked into those emotions. At the same moment, obviously, doing your shadow work, what they call shadow work, right? It's not, but you understand what I mean. Doing that work is demanding. Oh, there is no negation of, there is no denying it. It's demanding. This path is demanding. That's why I'm saying it's easier to be in the unawareness and just let yourself cry your life away in the illusion of, I fucked it up, oh, I'm gonna die, or I'm gonna this, oh, I'm gonna that, right? Because, oh, it's all a drama, and we create so much drama, everything is dramatic, everything. And actually what we do is that we even make it more dramatic, because we create everything as humans, the human reality. We're creating everything so that drama is obvious, the obvious outcome. It cannot be in any other way, because we really put everything in action to have more drama. Because honestly, the way our environment, everything is done, it's really done for the drama. It is. Why would you have our cities, our towns, our built the way they are built, if it was not to create drama? Why would we have governments and political parties and this all of this duality, all of this fight, all of this? It's to have more drama. Why would we have a political system as we have it, with opposition, with all of that, when the most sensible things to do is simply to do what humanity needs? But we have created a system that doesn't do that, because we are wanting the drama until we decide that we don't want it anymore. And this is made appeared right now. It's becoming obvious. Unfortunately, from the point of view of the human, certain actions happen, so certain things happen that are highlighting a highlight of that is shining light on that. I don't want this anymore. I don't want war anymore. That's what comes out when war happens. I don't need a war to know that I don't want a war. I know I don't want to have a war. But then I see and I realize that that is not obvious. For me, it's obvious, but it's not obvious for everyone, because I see that there are people that have reactions where they ask for punishment. We have to punish the Russians. No, we don't. Why would we punish the Russians? Oh, because they are bad, we have to stop them, and they initiated this, so we have to bomb them. And there are people that are reacting that way. And they are pacifist. Oh, peace, love, and rock and roll. And then, oh, but punish. Oh, they're bad, punish them. So, wow, you're really pacifist. Thank God you are a pacifist. But, right, that is where we are, right? We are in a society that needs punishment. But the punishment is because they are unworthy. They are asking for punishment for others because they want punishment for themselves, because they believe that if they are naughty, they have to be punished, and they are naughty in their point of view. That's why they are asking for punishment, because they want themselves to be punished. Again, bring it back to the self. Always back to the self. It's not about them, it's about you, it's about the self, it's about me. It's always about the self. Climate change is not about the destruction of the world, it's about the hate those that believe in the climate change have for themselves. How can you otherwise explain how is it that people believe that the human activity is destroying the world? It's because they hate themselves. They hate human, but it's not that they hate humanity. They hate themselves. That's the real finite of what climate change is that people hate themselves. And obviously by hating themselves, they hate humanity in itself. But the hate for humanity doesn't exist, is the reason a hate of the self. That's what climate change really is. Because the idea of human activity destroying the world, there is only one outcome from that belief, is the destruction of the world. Because if it's human activity that is destroying the world, we have done. And we will have been done already before, because there is no way that we can have a out of human activity destroying everything, because we cannot stop having human activity. We can't. We have to. We are existing. We are here. We have to interact. We have to move. We have to go to right to work, to go to see our families, to have production, to produce food. All of that. We need to do those things. But by saying that human activity is destroying the world, you are saying that we have to stop all of that, because that's the only way to stop the destruction of the world. So we are putting ourselves in a corner where there is no way to stop this. But actually, you see, we're still here. It's still happening. Whereas they have been saying, oh, it's already over because there is no way to stop this change, this destruction. Well, we're still here. And we're still having our human activity. How is it possible? Well, because that's not what is happening. But the interpretation. And the interpretation of what is out there then brings what? Brings that there is, I hate myself, so by hating myself, I will interpret that the change that I'm experiencing in the climate or in the environment, oh, it's my fault. But I'm not expressing it as it's my fault, because that is too direct. I have to express it as climate change through greenhouse gases that are out there because there is human activity, right? So I'm expressing that way, because I cannot really say openly to myself that I hate myself, because then, oh my goodness, if I know it, I go to a therapist to help me and get better. But I cannot express that, right? Because that will be too much to get better. So I have to go into that climate change shit, so that now I can hate myself without knowing it, right? But that is the game. That is the human game. And at the same moment, what we have to see is that then becomes what? A tool of change, because that is in existence, because that gives there is this interpretation of the change, right? That is climate change. And then we put all those things on there, but then as right, globality, as the global consciousness, that then we come in and say, oh, right, okay, this is the belief system in this moment, in this place. Oh, right. Oh, then we can now, with this belief system, we can use this belief system to bring awareness to all of these nice humans of what? The necessity of using different technology. Because the moment we change the technology, this goes away. Because the problem is not the human activity, right? That cannot be a problem, because we exist. So there is human activity. But the technology that we are using, that's what can be changed, so that then what we are using or interpreting as the destruction goes away. And so then, well, climate change will be forgotten. But that's how we do, right? That's how then, now that we are enlightening ourselves, then we can see these things. We can say, oh, right, I see you. I understand why this is interpreting this way, and I understand. Okay, so now I can come. I can when I attracting you, when we work together, you're here for some reason. Then we can go through that. You believe in climate change as the result of human activity. All right. So I understand that you have an issue with yourself. So I can bring you to realize it, to see that. Oh, obviously not like that. You don't do that. But then, right, through the interaction, through the enlightenment, you bring this awareness to the self so that they can see themselves. And generally, right, hating themselves, that's the result. What is that? Is that there are issues, unresolved issues through family connections, through family history, or through school experiences, or through friendship or interactions with other beings, that all of that brings the result of I hate myself. Rape, abortion, all of those things that that needs to be addressed to then be able to let go of that hate, right? All of that, and that needs to be expressed, and we can express it. We can work on that, those things, that work, the work that we do. But then that's where, right, the enlightenment and the sharing your light, and then allowing it, that is going to attract. That's how it is, right? I cannot go to someone that is saying that is manifesting against climate change and tell them, oh, you are here because you hate yourself. I think that they will take their, probably their fist or whatever, and just right, or say, go away. That will be pushing, right? That will be even very nasty to do, in the sense that I'm taking I'm taking myself as being superior, right? I'm looking down to you, that or looking down to them that are expressing that trauma, and telling them you have a trauma when they don't know it, and they are not ready to acknowledge it. These things come out when they come out, exactly when they come out. And in that situation, they will maybe have a reaction of violence, because because that will be a violence that I'm doing in imposing my point of view to someone that is not ready to listen to that. That's why you do not impose your light to others. You allow them to come to you, because they come through attraction, and they are attracted because they want to be attracted to you. They know to what they are attracted, because we already know. We already know each other. We already know everything. We don't know it consciously. The human doesn't know that knowing is not part of our reality, but we already know everyone. And so there are no secrets, no stuff like that. But that is why attraction work, right? I wouldn't be attracted to a drug dealer because I don't care about drugs. I will not be attracted to a gun dealer because I'm not attracted. I don't fucking know what would I do with a gun. I don't absolutely know. So I don't need that. So I'm not attracted by that. I'm attracted to ascenders. That, yes, because that's where I'm playing. That's where I want to be. That's my attraction. And I know, right? I exactly know what I need. And so I will be attracted by that matches my, what I want, what I decide for myself. All right. I think that I've been talking a lot, and I'm starting to be tired, and I need to eat because it's 8:30 right here. And so this has been fun, and yeah, I always love connecting with everyone and each one, and I love you, every one of you, and I'm so grateful, and so thank you for joining in. Thank you, James, and well, I'll be seeing you tomorrow, and yeah, I will be seeing you in the next now. Bye bye.